Hi there. Today I'm going to be talking to you about amniotic fluid abnormalities and Meconium Aspiration Syndrome. Let's break down what both of those mean. So the amniotic fluid is the fluid that the fetus is inside the womb while the mom is still pregnant with the baby. That fluid allows the baby to move around freely, and it does not necessarily drown the baby per se because baby is getting oxygen through the umbilical cord. The amniotic fluid allows the mom's body to morph in and around while the baby moves so that it's not uncomfortable for mom. What ends up happening towards the end of pregnancy during the labor and delivery phase is that there are times where the baby becomes so developed that the digestive system itself has formed so well that it starts to pass stool or feces or have a bowel movement still inside the womb. Now, typically that doesn't happen unless there's some sort of fetal distress, meaning the baby doesn't get enough oxygen and starts to stress out, then it will release the meconium, which is that first bowel movement of a baby inside the womb. Now, meconium-stained amniotic fluid is not necessarily the end of the world. Doesn't mean that the baby is automatically injured. Sometimes when doctors rupture the membranes or when the water breaks and the water comes out and it's stained, kind of brown or greenish hue, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is a dangerous part of the baby because inside the womb, the baby's still getting oxygen through the umbilical cord. However, it does become problematic when that meconium inside the womb, it starts to go inside the baby's lungs because the baby's mouth is still going to be open, baby's still trying to breathe and swallow, and all of that will start to go inside the baby's throat. Whether it goes into the esophagus or goes into the airways is always a dangerous situation that needs to be monitored. As soon as baby is delivered, a review of the lungs needs to happen immediately if the baby is not having a very easy time breathing. So what is always important is that if meconium-stained amniotic fluid is found, that the baby is monitored right after delivery to make sure that there isn't any meconium inside the lungs. If there is ever a situation where meconium-stained amniotic fluid was found in your pregnancy or delivery, and you have questions about whether or not any of that was associated with your baby's injuries, then you need to talk to a birth injury lawyer. My name is Adam Funk, and I am a birth injury lawyer, and I'd be happy to speak to you.